Welcome to a new look SmackDown here, in which we're kicking off the show with the Women's WWE Champion Jade Cargill is out here to address what happened last week when the woman she defeated at WrestleMania, Nia Jax, attacked her on SmackDown. And tonight, like I said, she's out here to address that and possibly to address her upcoming future and who's up next to face her for that championship she obviously won. The 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. She wanted to defeat Nia Jax at WrestleMania 4 said title around her waist. And tonight the Storm, Jade Cargill, was out here to, I guess, deliver a message to not only Nia Jax but also to the women's division if they want a shot at her and that championship. I want to say this every time you see Jade Cargill. You look up the term star or superstar in the dictionary, you see a picture of Jade. She's made to be a champion. The belt was made for her. She was built to be a champion as well. And tonight, she's out here, like I say, to address Nia Jax, the woman she defeated. Well, it's here what the Storm Jade Cargill has to say to Nia Jax here tonight regarding what happened last week. Nia Jax, last week you attacked me because I embarrassed you and exposed you at WrestleMania. You was only the champ because Last Legend kept saving your ass whenever you defended the title on the rare occasions you did so. And I also proved you ain't the monster you believe you are. And Nia, for years you've been walking around here as if you are that bitch, but you never was. So Nia, how about this? If you want this title, come try and take it from me at Backlash by yourself with no Lash to help you, and I prove, just like I did at Mania, that I'm that bitch. And well, after hearing from Jade Cargill, we turn our attention to our first matchup of the night, in which the former Punisher of the Judgment Day, Damien Priest, is out here, a man who since coming to SmackDown over a year ago after being kicked out of the Judgment Day has been struggling to find himself here on the blue brand. But maybe tonight, on a brand new look SmackDown, Damien Priest can turn his look around and get a win here tonight. Every match he's been in is either lost by cheating or came close to winning. So Damien Priest is someone who can still hang in the ring, is someone that's not losing matchups because he cannot hang in the ring anymore. It's just down in his look, it seems, when it comes to getting the wins he needs to compete for championships here on SmackDown tonight. Damien Priest is looking to turn his look around, like I mentioned. He's asked for a matchup here to kick off SmackDown to get himself back to his best. And we're going to find out who is going to be the opponent that he's facing here on a new look SmackDown, which I've got to say, looks beautiful. The new look for SmackDown here tonight, which I'm hoping that you guys do enjoy as well. Raw is also getting a redesign. You will see that on Monday for the next Raw. Priest tonight is awaiting his opponent. And if Damien Priest can win here tonight, then maybe he can put himself back into a title picture in the near future. But what he's going to be taking on someone who's looking to earn themselves a spot here on SmackDown maybe, and that is Charlie Dempsey, who here tonight is looking to maybe making a name for himself, the son of William Regal. We know the potential this man has, and the winner for Damien Priest will do this man's career a lot here tonight. If he can defeat Damien Priest, or at least hang in the ring with one of the best on SmackDown, and maybe he can catapult himself into a title picture somewhere soon on SmackDown. And Charlie Dempsey tonight is someone that people are going to have their eyes on backstage. You can imagine that Nick Aldis is watching this one with vested interest, because Charlie Dempsey is the future of this industry and could be perhaps the now of the industry if he can defeat Damien Priest in this opening matchup here. Priest v Charlie Dempsey. What a matchup this promises to be to open SmackDown. Well, let's get this one underway here in a second. As Charlie Dempsey and Damien Priest there, just talking to each other, just staring down as these two And with these two locking horns, I'm not too sure And why is this from Damien Priest? A lot closer with Charlie Dempsey, a man that is trained by one of the greatest in-ring wrestlers of all time, and William Regal, one of the greatest grapplers of all time. And Charlie Dempsey's already showing that here with a arm wrench on Damien Priest. I'm going to do some joint manipulation now with Charlie Dempsey. I was standing switch to the back of Damien Priest. And once again, still working on that wrist. Maybe taking out some of the power in the striking game of Damien Priest, who turns it around. 5 minutes carry to take takedown, sorry, from Charlie Dempsey. Now working on the young talent, or the young up-and-comer Charlie Dempsey here. It's Damien Priest who fights out of it though. And Dempsey now a shot lit to the midsection, winding Damien Priest. And that was some huge chops. Sends him into the corner, and a shot lit to the throat again there from Charlie Dempsey. And now a German suplex. And Dempsey now asking Damien Priest is all he's got, and saying that this one is easy. But I think that has just pissed off Damien Priest, who goes into the lockup game again here. Maybe looking to prove a message, or send a message to Charlie Dempsey here and prove a point. As these two again locking up here to start this matchup off with. Charlie Dempsey got the better of the first exchange. You can imagine that this wasn't wise from Damien Priest to go into a second one. And Charlie Dempsey again with a standing switch to the back here. The quickness of the young up-and-comer rolled through here into a pinfall to get a big victory over Damien Priest. But Priest kicks out and turns it over into a pinfall of his own here. And which Charlie Dempsey counters here. Impressive core strength there. Rolls him up into another pinfall. But Priest kicks out the right too. Now just a stare down between these two. As Priest knows he's in for a fight here tonight. Going for the kicks. Caught by Charlie Dempsey. He fires a huge shot there. A back elbow caught though. Priest with the uppercut. As Priest now looking to gain control of the matchup with some standing kicks here. With some stomps into the chest of Charlie Dempsey. And again raining down some more stomps to the Puerto Rican superstar and Damien Priest. Well, from Damien Priest, sorry, to Charlie Dempsey. As the Priest now tombstone slam into the cover. But Dempsey kicks out the right too. Not enough yet to put away Charlie Dempsey tonight. It's a big elbow drop though. We'll get Damien Priest along the way. As Dempsey though, pulling himself on the ropes there. Catches Priest with a forearm. And Priest going back in, this time caught by Charlie Dempsey, who hung over the top rope there. As Dempsey now, stomp to the chest there. Now a boot to the chest again. And Charlie Dempsey in control of this matchup. It's been a great start for Charlie Dempsey. He's looking to make a name for himself here on SmackDown tonight. On a new look SmackDown, will it be a new name that starts to show off with a win? That's the question. As Dempsey is in control of this matchup so far. As Dempsey now with a huge suplex there, locks him up into the cover as one with a bridge. But Priest kicks out there. That's the impressive offense Charlie Dempsey can bring to the table, who once again is saying that this one is easy for him against Damien Priest. But catches him with a huge boot there. I think that just pissed off Damien Priest even more. As the shot wise it is to piss off Damien Priest, but maybe Charlie Dempsey wants Damien Priest to get heated and make a mistake. Maybe force a disqualification if he breaks the rules, or maybe he gets heated and Dempsey there with a boot. Again taking advantage of the heated Damien Priest with a forearm there. As Dempsey now in control again. Hanging in the ring with one of the best we have. Again, no Damien Priest. The joint manipulation by Charlie Dempsey, who launches him across the ring there. And again, keeping it locked in and takes down the arm there. But there's a long links of Damien Priest there. And a huge discus forearm. As Priest now looking to get back into this one. As Priest now with a broken arrow to Dempsey. Stays in the attack though, Damien Priest there. Sends Dempsey into the corner, flies in with a huge clothesline. As Priest now. Dempsey across the ring, that's a statement there from Damien Priest. To the young up-and-comer there. To just not get ahead of their station. As Priest now. Headlock driver to Dempsey, that could be it. Spiking Dempsey on his forehead there. But Dempsey shows his resiliency and toughness there by kicking out there at 2.5. And well, Dempsey, Priest may not like the way that Dempsey's going about this, but Priest will have to respect Dempsey a little bit coming out of this matchup. If things continue the way they are going, and the DDT there. The quickness of Dempsey there. And now looking to wear down Damien Priest there with some elbows to the back here of the Punisher. And that follows through with a knee to the side of the head. That's Dempsey now. Punch to the face here. Looking to lock in a submission hold here on Damien Priest here. Looking to choke out Priest in the middle of the ring here. Can he do so? This would be a big win in the career of Charlie Dempsey here on SmackDown. But Priest is fighting for his life here to get out of this hold here. And Damien Priest was sunk to the foot there. An elbow to the side of the head. And Priest now elevated. Flatliner busts open Dempsey into the cover. But Dempsey again kicks out. And well, Charlie Dempsey tonight, like I keep saying, is making a name for himself. But not only stepping up to Damien Priest in this matchup, but also hanging in the ring with him as Priest now off the ropes. Slams him down. And Priest now is fired up. And Dempsey now pulls himself on the ropes there. You can see the ropes forming in the back of Charlie Dempsey's Priest with a stunner over the top rope. Well, Damien Priest now lining up Charlie Dempsey. As Priest flies him over a huge close down of the ropes there. What a matchup we're having to start off SmackDown here tonight. Damien Priest back into the ring here. Now looking to maybe get Charlie Dempsey back to his feet, but caught him with a boot to the face. And Dempsey have an uppercut there. And now a knee to the face of Damien Priest. And Dempsey again measures him and drops another. That one was to the throat, I think that one was. And Charlie Dempsey now must be thinking that's a Northern Lights bridge. Doesn't go for the pinfall instead. Stays in the attack here. And now looking to just launch Priest across the ring here. That's Dempsey now perhaps calling for the end of this match. The crowd not liking Charlie Dempsey tonight. They want to see Damien Priest get the win. But there's the Regal Plex. But Priest kicks out somehow. And Dempsey asking the referee how that wasn't a free. As Priest is back to his feet and Priest is fired up. And Priest now have a huge punch there. As he's now exchanging. I don't know how Damien Priest is still going in this one. It's being dropped to the back of his neck. But somehow is standing in the ring and trading blows with Charlie Dempsey here tonight. After that. And Priest now takes a huge chop there from Dempsey. He tells the young kid to bring it here. A smile across the face of Damien Priest says for a second he's loving what's happening in this ring. He's in a fight here tonight with Charlie Dempsey. As Priest laying with some huge strikes. And Dempsey rocked there by those shots. Now Priest busted open by Dempsey in this one. And Priest going big here. Damien Priest now looking for a superplex. From the top rope. And Priest wiping himself out in the process. Both men are down. And Priest making his way back to his feet. As Dempsey now at the mercy of Damien Priest there. Catches the kick though. And Priest stops him in his tracks. And Priest rebound lariat. Dempsey again somehow kicks out of Priest. Well, he is now the one getting frustrated. And stomping away on Charlie Dempsey as Damien Priest. Well, the kid's making a name for himself here tonight. As Damien Priest is just maybe looking to put this one away. But Dempsey with a kick there. And Dempsey trying to rally in this one, trying to stay in this matchup with Charlie Dempsey. You can perhaps feel this one slipping away. Oh, Damien Priest counters there. And Priest now in the corner with Dempsey. It's Damien Priest now digging the forearm into the throat here of Charlie Dempsey, sorry. And Priest now Again, another boot from Dempsey. Trying to fight back to a vertical base here. And he has done so. And that catches Priest into a guillotine. Locks him up here. Can it make Damien Priest submit here tonight? Oh, Priest looks like he's fading. Well, Priest is busted open. Well, Priest with one last gasp of strength here. Breaks out of it. And Dempsey caught. South of heaven. And Damien Priest gets the win, but Charlie Dempsey tonight held his own. He did more than that. Tonight, he almost defeated Damien Priest on multiple occasions, had the better of the matchup at multiple times. And tonight, Charlie Dempsey, like I said, has made a name for himself. People on SmackDown in the locker room are going to be taking note of Dempsey after this performance. And Nick Aldis will perhaps be giving Charlie Dempsey some more opportunities down the line. If he keeps putting up performances like this, well, Dempsey tried to win it in the end. The guillotine choke. Priest got out of it though, and hit the South of Heaven choke so much in the end was too much for Charlie Dempsey tonight. And Priest was in a fight, but Priest gets a win, and it's perhaps back to his best after that performance to kick off SmackDown.
Why did I attack Soruka? You guys have been asking the wrong question. And the right question is, why didn't I do it sooner? And the reason behind that is because my friendship and loyalty to her was blinding me to the fact that Sol was using me. Because how many times did I take the bullet for her? And the answer is too many times to count. And how many times was Sol given title shot after title shot and I got nothing? So now I'm taking what I deserve. And the first thing on my list is a Women's United States Championship. So Sol, keep that title warm for me. So I'm coming for it whenever you're medically cleared after I dropped you last week. Jacob Fatu. You know what disappoints me the most about you, Jacob? It's not that you helped Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It's not like you stood side by side with him. It's that everything I did for you, that you still don't understand what side you were supposed to be on. You see, I brought you here. Don't forget that before the bright lights, before the spotlight, before the board even knew your name, I was the one who opened the door. I was the one that took the chance on you, and the rest of the family wanted to stay clear of you due to your past, Jacob. And I was the one who made sure that the past stayed buried. I was the one that saved you. I gave you a future. I gave you power. I gave you a place in the MFT and the bloodline. And what did you do with it? You threw it all away to fight someone else's war. And you thought standing side by side with Roman made you noble. You thought going against The Rock made you dangerous. Well, look what happened. The Rock still won. He proved he's a tribal chief. So what did you accomplish, Jacob? Nothing. All you did was betray your own blood.
And well, after hearing from Zaria backstage as to why she did what she did last week, the Judgment Day are out here for tag team action, and these two in Finn Balor and Jade McDonough have a tag team victory over the current tag team champions before they were champions, and that is the Motor City Machine Guns. And we got to imagine that the Judgment Day are waiting patiently for when they get their tag title shot that they deserve. They beat the current champions. Granted, they weren't the champions at the time, but they did beat them. And usually, if you beat the champions or the people who become the future champions, you get a title shot down the line for proving yourself against those tonight. Finn Balor and Jade McDonough looking to continue that here tonight. So Jade McDonough, the protege of Finn Balor, and these two here tonight looking to continue their momentum in the tag team division with a win here tonight over whoever they're facing in this tag match. Liv Morgan, the Dirty Don, Raquel Rodriguez at ringside. Just JD and Finn Balor here tonight. I believe they can get the job done by themselves in this tag match. You've got to imagine, there's a trap set at some point, if needed, for a Judgment Day member to get involved in this matchup, and we'll just get their opponents out here. And it's going to be Julius and Brutus Creed of American Made, a tag team that have been impressive every time we've seen them in action for the past year or so. They're yet to get themselves a tag title opportunity like the Judgment Day have, but a winner for the Judgment Day would guarantee themselves most likely a shot at the tag titles themselves. And tonight, they're out here for tag action. As you can see on the Minitron behind them, Chad Gable has aligned himself with Julius Creed and Brutus Creed, the Creed brothers, also known as American Made, as a group with Ivan Isle and Chad Gable. So Chad Gable leaving Alpha Academy after El Grande Americano, who looked very suspiciously like Chad Gable, beat Otis a few weeks ago. No, not Otis, sorry, Akira Tozawa a few weeks ago. So there's a lot going on when it comes to Chad Gable. His left Alpha Academy is now a part of American Made. And he also is maybe El Grande Americano. That is something I can't prove, but we've got a tag match here to focus on. And we've got a lot to focus on after tonight. Well, let's get this tag match underway. The Judgment Day versus the Creeds. Which one of these two great teams are going to walk out with a victory here tonight in this tag match? Well, it's Finn Balor and Julius Creed to start this match off with. And Finn Balor taking a second to just mock the young up-and-comer. And Julius Creed didn't like that too much. That Finn Balor, well, seemingly didn't pay attention to this Brutus Creed with a cheap shot there to the back of the head of Finn Balor. And now a forearm again to the face as Julius Creed is just mauling Finn Balor to start this tag match off with. Shane McDonald is helpless to get involved in this matchup right now as the Exploder German suplex of Balor rolls through. Victory roll into a pinfall. But Julius turns it over. And Balor flips it back. And we go around again. But Balor kicks out of it too. And Balor caught by Julius. Exploder suplex. And well, Julius is a freak athlete. Someone to take notice of in this industry. So let's just tag in Brutus Creed here. Now Brutes at the team. That's Brutus now. Planting Balor. And I need it to the midsection as Esau just mauling Balor in the middle of the ring here with some knees. As the referee needs to get Julius out of the ring. That's what Jade Madonna is saying. I think he's out of it too. It's not often at a side with JD Madonna, but rightfully so, he was complaining there about the count. And now another, but this time another like suplexes to Balor. And Brutus said it's taking a second. As JD is hopeless to get Finn Balor into this match. It's Finn now deadlift. Gut wrench. Suplex by Brutus. Now well, this is why Gable left Alpha Academy, because he believes that American Alpha are winners. As Brutus Creed is just lighting up Finn Balor with some huge strikes in the corner. But Balor low. A well-placed boot to the face. Another kick to the midsection, building momentum. Balor with a drop kick to the side of the head. And an elbow now. As Balor's looking to tag in Jade McDonald. Two teams that are liked by the crowd here tonight, taking on one another. I wonder which one of these two teams this crowd here tonight in North Carolina would prefer to see win. As Balor with the sling blade into the basement dropkick, and again working down the midsection of Brutus Creed. And Balor here just telling Jade McDonald that he has it now. But Brutus out of the way though, could have taken the time to make the tag, but instead kept himself in as Balor now got ready suplex again there by Brutus. And well, Balor making a few mistakes here. As Julius is tagged back in now by Brutus here. As Brutus holds him in the corner. As Julius now. Fireman's carry takedown. Using momentum. Now Brutus gave him to inflict more punishment. As Brutus now again looking for that exploded German suplex. Balor again into the cover. And Julius this time kicks out. but doesn't roll through into another pinfall of his own. As Balor here looking to rally. See, the first ever Universal Champion is Finn Balor, from a Tag Team Champion, NXT Champion, Intercontinental Champion. The experience, there's a lot of it, and the power is great there, but Julius with a size advantage just uses that against Finn Balor there. And Julius now, what's he thinking next? Again looking to just launch Balor across the ring here. A shooter squeeze right in front of JD with a standing shooting star press. And JD has to come in to break up the pinfall to save Finn Balor, who's not looking great in this one, I've got to say. It's not been great since the opening moment for Finn Balor where he got dropped by Julius Creed. But Balor here trying to fight out the corner here. And Balor does so with a forearm. Turns the attention to Brutus Creed though. As Julius though back. The one that Balor needs to take care of. Sling blade by Balor. And will Finn needs to make the tag to JD McDonough. It's been a great tag match so far. As JD now the one legal. As Balor here launches him into JD, who goes over the top here with an assisted backbreaker over the elbow. That's sort of nice maneuver to take and guarantee that. And Julius kicks it out too. As the Irish Ace is now in this one. As JD McDonough lighting up. Julius Creed, who has the size advantage even more over JD McDonough. And now a belly-to-belly suplex there. Just like that, Julius Creed can take advantage of a match. The power, the speed. It's Julius off the ropes here. Exploder suplex again to JD, this time no. But JD with a craftiness there. Now JD net breaker there. Now McDonough sizing him up here with a boot across the face. And now a standing moonsault there by JD McDonough here. Like I said, what a tag match we've had so far. And now a Uranagi delivered by the Irish Ace here. And now a Julius Creed where it wants him. It's the Irish Ace now. We're standing a Spanish fly there. But Brutus comes in and breaks it up. Before the count of one there. And JD are looking to take out Brutus Creed. And while Brutus got out of the way, and Brutus hangs on now. Julius Creed now boot to the face of JD. And that catches him. Plants him. Rolls through. Where'd that lariat? JD could be out. But Balor just breaks it up as Julius now looking to make Balor pay for doing that. Launches Balor into the ring. Turns his attention back to the Irish Ace though. Headbutt there by JD. And there's the devil inside. But Julius kicks out. Well, Balor needs to get out of the ring here. Balor's dazed. And JD's wondering what more he needs to do to get the job done. The crowd is showing their appreciation for this matchup. That's JD now. I think Balor just gave him an idea to take it to the skies as the Irish Ace suicide dive. The Julius Creed there. Now JD sends Julius back into the ring here. Looking to go to the top here is the Ace there. As JD off the top here looking for a crossbody, but no one's home. It's a bad landing there for JD. Now a straight jacket exploder German suplex. And will Finn take it out at ringside. As Julius now perhaps calling for the end of this one. Julius seeing that Balor's getting back to his feet. And looking to take out Balor here at ringside. It's Julius with JD in the corner. Sends him into the steps. As JD jabbed there, but caught by Julius. I think the Creeds would have put this one away. Only about to get a tag victory over the potential #1 contenders as Brutus climbs to the top. With the Brutus ball assisted. Another pinfall. But Jade kicks somehow, some way. And Brutus can't believe that wasn't enough. And somehow the Irish Ace is still going. As Brutus now just getting frustrated here. And has busted open JD McDonough. Now driving his head into the mat here. As Brutus just letting the anger out here on the Irish Ace, but that might be a bad decision. It's getting heated here. It's Brutus Creed as the Irish Ace catches him there. And a net breaker there. And JD now in control of this match. Shot to the midsection, double knees to the face, busted up, and Brutus himself here. This one's getting out of hand here. That's JD McDonough now looking for the devil inside it to Brutus this time, and gets it. And well, Julius makes a climb to the rope on the ropes here, onto the apron as the Irish Ace though. Uranagi at ringside. The Irish Ace now has Balor. Well, in his mind to make the tag here. Tag's back in, the first ever Universal Champion in Finn Balor here. This tag match has got heated the deeper it's got. That's Balor. What is Finn doing here? And well, Finn drives it over for the heart. As that Brutus here, caught by Balor. He climbs up into the corner here. As Brutus here defiantly not allowing Balor to do what he needs to do. Maybe looking for a tag, but his brother's at ringside. As Finn right there with a net breaker. As Balor now sending Brutus off the ropes here. Brutus ducks underneath. Gets a huge strike there to Balor. Now looking for an accident, Balor catches him though. In the midsection as he's now just trading blows here. This matchup's got heated. And I love to see it. But Balor raking the eyes. And now 1916. Arm over into the cover. But Julius breaks up. This tag match is incredible. Who's going to win this one? As Finn saying that should have been it. So Julius now can't get back into the matchup unless the tag is made for his team. And I think Balor and JD know that now. As Balor now just wearing down the midsection of Brutus here. Well, it's been a great show by both tag teams, but only one team can win this one. And would it be the current, maybe the number one contenders, or will the Creeds get themselves a shot at the titles themselves? As Balor here just in control of this matchup, loving every second of it with a code breaker. And now tries Julius off the ropes. As Brutus is now at the mercy of Finn Balor there. And Balor now, you know what he's thinking next. Looking to put this one away. Balor here with a shotgun drop kick. As Brutus in the drop zone. And Balor make the climb. He does so. Coup de grace. And a Judgment Day get the win. But what a tag match this was. This was a great tag match. One of the best you'll ever see. Both teams putting everything on the line for this matchup. And the Creed, sorry, are unlucky not to win this one. They really are. But a Judgment Day get a win. Both teams using underhanded tactics in the end. The Judgment Day were the ones that came out on top due to them. Taking Julius out here at ringside on many occasions. Balor here with the elbow for the heart at ringside here, which wiped him out for a while. And then just before, the coup de grace did the same. And Balor with the 1, the 2, and then the 3 in the Judgment Day. And that one disputedly maybe the number one contenders. Well, JD McDonough was busted open, but he does not care. And could the Judgment Day be the ones that are facing the Motor City Machine Guns for the Undisputed Tag Team Champions sooner rather than later? And when it's time for our main event here on SmackDown, in which Miss Money in the Bank, Giulia, is out here for competition. So she won that briefcase at WrestleMania in that Fatal 4-Way ladder match. She was the one that climbed the ladder and unhooked it to become Miss Money in the Bank, which means she gets a title shot of her choosing whenever she wants. Right now, she is the most dangerous woman in this industry because she can cash in before a match, after a match, during a match, whatever she wants, and most likely walk out with the championship of her choosing. And tonight she's out here for in-ring competition. You can see she customized the briefcase for herself. And tonight, she's going to be showing why she is Miss Money in the Bank and maybe a future women's world champion, whether that's a women's world heavyweight championship or the women's WWE championship. We saw Jade Cargill earlier tonight, but let's see who's taking on Giulia here tonight in this main event. And what it's going to be, Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss, who possibly is going to be looking to get herself back into the title picture herself. She had a fairly decent 2025 as a decent start to 2026. She's picked up a few decent performances and a few wins along the way, but no title gold. And tonight, she's out here to face Giulia in this main event. You can see a march to the late great Bray Wyatt in the back there of the shirt, of the jacket, sorry, of Alexa Bliss. And what Bliss said tonight is looking to defeat Miss Money in the Bank in Giulia. She can do so, that'd be a big win for her. But if Giulia defeats Alexa Bliss, who I believe competed in another match at WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken, she was one of the 3 women in that matchup with Giulia, but unfortunately couldn't get the job done for herself. And tonight though, needs to go one-on-one. And with a crowd behind Giulia, the fan favourite you imagine though is Alexa Bliss, as these two just staring each other down, two of the very best in this division, two of the very best ever. So lace up a pair of boots to the women's division, about to go one-on-one here on the main event of SmackDown. But where we go here in this one, and Giulia and Alexa Bliss are locking up in the middle of the ring here. A test of strength maybe between the two, and a test of their wrestling ability. It would give the advantage of the experience to Alexa Bliss. I think it's more experience than Giulia is, but maybe it would give the advantage of the ability to Giulia. And that's saying something, because Alexa Bliss is no slouch when it comes to this part of this industry. We've seen it over the years. It's taken us a world title gold. And tonight she can get the win over Giulia. Maybe she'll be back in that title picture. And maybe she'll be the one that pays attention to that possible match between Nia Jax and Jade Cargill. Come possibly Backlash if that does get made official, as Jade Cargill threw down the challenge here tonight. So Alexa Bliss now paying homage once again. Now Giulia, these two back and we're getting back into it here. As Bliss now kicked to the midsection, a forearm there to Giulia. And now sends her off the ropes there, catches her into a sweep of the leg there. Now Bliss sizing her up and looking for insult to injury. And again they're looking to wear down the legs, or the midsection, sorry, again of Giulia. A double knee to the midsection again there. Not going for the pinfall though, wisely is Alexa Bliss. Knows it's going to take more than that to put away Giulia here tonight. And showing the wrestling ability herself here tonight is Little Miss Bliss. That's why I say she can't be taken lightly. She's no slouch when it comes to that part of this industry. And Bliss fired up here tonight. So she, I believe, is a former Miss Money in Bank in herself. She knows the power that Giulia has at her disposal, that she can cash in whenever she wants, and most likely walk out a champion. Double underhook, suplex her by Giulia. Impressive there from her, the speed there, as well as the ability of that maneuver as well. Taking out Alexa Bliss. And Giulia now back in control of this main event match. This time no hammerlock. DDT. But Alexa kicks out the right too. And what would a SmackDown we've had so far? We've found out why not Alexa Bliss or Giulia, sorry. We found out why Zaria did what she did to Soruka last week. As Bliss counters there. And now we're looking for that huge uppercut, but she didn't get it, but goes for a huge chop instead. And Alexa Bliss this time though, with some huge strikes here, teeing away, a knee to the face and a drop kick there. Classic Alexa Bliss there. As Alexa now sending Giulia into the corner. And a huge shoulder tackle there. Little Miss Bliss now again digging the knee into the throat there, this time now in the corner. I was going to say, Bliss is looking better than ever inside the ring. As Bliss now in control of the matchup there. This time they drops it down and again working on the arm here of Giulia with a double knee to the arm and the wrist there. And just mocking Giulia. Not to show why is that was some Alexa Bliss, but playing some mind games with herself here. Is Alexa Bliss one of the very best ever do that in this industry? Is Alexa Bliss with her mind games? Maybe trying to get inside the head of Giulia and make her doubt herself despite being missed Money in the Bank, despite winning that at WrestleMania in a fatal 4-way ladder match that I believe Alexa Bliss was in. If my brain and my memory is not against me, as Bliss so caught, pump out of what's supposed to suplex there. As Giulia takes control of the matchup. And she sends her into the corner. Catches her with her back elbow. This time, no. Another exploded suplex into the middle of the ring. And Giulia's now fired up herself. As Miss Money in the Bank gets her to her feet. What has Giulia got planned next here for Alexa Bliss? Hooks her up here. Tucks up the arm. And here's the suplex. Well, Giulia here just going for the motions, it seems. Now looking to drive the I was going to say the champion, but Bliss is not a champion yet. There's a long way to go before she gets back into the title picture. But Giulia here off the ropes here. Caught by Bliss. And then it's a Bliss now. Overforms to the face there. That's little Miss Bliss now trying to get control of this matchup again. Bliss now. Have a code red to Giulia. That's one way to do it. But Giulia kicks out here. As Bliss now looking for a stomp. Giulia out of the way though. The quickness there, Giulia. And that catches her into a triangle choke here. Impressive there from Giulia. That's a submission game that Giulia does have at the disposal whenever she needs it. As well as a striking game. As Alexa Bliss fighting back to a vertical base here. As Bliss now with a huge forearm there rocking. And now again Tina with some huge strikes here. A knee to the face again and I'd like drop kick there. And more Giulia here at the mercy of Alexa. And what Alexa Bliss here. A stop to the back of the head now. A blissful stomps here. And that may not do the most amount of damage, but definitely humiliates the opponent taking that maneuver. To be stood on or something to the mat like that is more of a disrespectful maneuver than most things in this industry. As Bliss, tornado, DDT, middle of the ring, into the cover. But Giulia is still in this one. And what Bliss thought that was going to be enough, spiking Giulia on her face. On top of her head wasn't enough, as well, that huge uppercut there didn't connect this time again. As Bliss runs into a big boot there. And what Giulia now getting a little bit frustrated, might be looking to put this one away here. Hoist her up here, looking for a Michinoku driver. Well, Bliss kicks out there at 2, just about there, keeping this matchup alive. And what, there's not much on the line other than bragging rights that maybe on the power rankings in WWE, if you can win this match, you go up a rank or 2 in the eyes of the general manager. And they call this a Giulia with a huge headbutt, but Bliss fights out. And Bliss now, what's she thinking next? Again driving Giulia into the mat here, working on the arm, wants to again hit this as wise from Bliss. Keep picking the target and working on it. That's what's taken Alexa Bliss toward title gold in the past, and maybe we're taking her again. I don't doubt she'll be a future champion again in her career. As Bliss again here, middle rope, tornado, DDT. As Bliss now looking for insult to injury. This time into the cover. But Giulia this time's the one that kicks out to keep this matchup alive. And Bliss now in control of the matchup here. As she connects with her sister Abigail DDT. Gotta imagine that this one's going to be over. She tries Giulia face first into the mat there. As Bliss now looking for the blissful stomps the second time up. Giulia says not this time. And there's a huge overhand chop. And digging the knee into the lower back here of Alexa Bliss is Giulia. Who's now going to the darker side, the meaner side of her attitude and well, offense. Actually, Alexa Bliss is no stranger too. As Giulia off the ropes here. Catches her. Pop-up headbutt there. And Bliss are crawling over into the corner as well. She's being stalked here by Giulia. He's in control of this one with a huge forearm to the face there. And now rubbing the boots across the face here. Building momentum. With a running boot again there. That's a strong style of Giulia. Being brought out here as she goes by the rope here. Oh, huge splash here. Well, Bliss doesn't seem to be in a good way. After those boots to the face. And the only other manoeuvres just taken as well. Giulia here. What's Giulia thinking here? Going big. This deep in the match. Maybe looking to put this one away here. From the top. Double underhook. Superplex to Bliss. Hooks the leg. But Bliss is still in it somehow. How was that not a free count? That was so close to being a free. That's what Giulia is saying to the ref. How wasn't that a free count? As Bliss so counters. And Bliss now. Off the ropes goes Giulia. Caught. Hooks the leg. Again drives her down there. And Bliss now stomping away at the midsection. Well, I should say the leg there. Sorry. Now working on the knee here. Oh, Giulia trying to keep her grounded this deep into the match. This is wisely from Alexa Bliss. This is the experience of Alexa Bliss coming into play. This deep into this contest, in this main event. As Bliss now looking to put this one away here. Maybe Old Faithful with a DDT. But Giulia somehow kicks out this time. And Bliss is the one wondering what more she has to do to win this matchup. And more Bliss thinking Twisted Bliss. But Giulia back to her feet here. But Bliss counters. It's Alexa now off the top looking for a crossbody, but no one's home. And Giulia now backs up. That was a bad landing there for Bliss. If Giulia connects, it's over. Arrivederci. Bliss is out. And Giulia gets the win. A momentary mistake from Alexa Bliss cost her tonight. She was going for Twisted Bliss. Giulia got back to her feet, tried to cut her off. Bliss countered, went for the crossbody. Giulia sidestepped it. Bliss landed hard on her mat. Winded herself. She was down. And as she was getting back to her feet, Giulia hit her with the Arrivederci knee, putting her to sleep for the free count. And what a main event this was. You knew it would be the second these two stepped foot in the ring. And this was the final shot right here. The Arrivederci knee. Right there, right on the button, connected perfectly for Giulia. And Miss Money in the Bank gets a win over a former world champion. And is she a future world champion here in WWE? The answer, in my opinion, is yes. But the question is when will she cash in? As we end SmackDown here tonight with Giulia on top in the main event.